Damn.
I couldn't ask for anything more.
Is LeBron worthy of the Lakers? What are you talking about?
The president of the Raider Nation.
Debate that. Just don't play with him. That just ain't gonna happen, baby.
The world is watching.
But we back, man, and it feels good. That's gonna be hard to beat.
I can't wait for this. Tomorrow, the one and only Ice Cube will join us to talk NBA free agency and the new look Lakers. Where does he think the top free agents will land? Find out Friday right here on First Take.
And he'll be talking about that Big Three tournament of his as well.
Of course.
Got to support that brother with that.
Absolutely. We will do just that. Well, for right now, the Lakers selected D'Angelo Russell with the second overall pick in the 2015 draft. But after failing to live up to expectations and also some locker room drama, Russell was traded to the Nets in 2017. Since then, Russell has transformed into an all-star guard, and now, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, the Lakers want him back and plan to go hard after the free agent. Jay Will back with us now, a guy who knows just a little bit about playing the point. Max, we'll start with you here. Is LA the best fit for Russell?
I actually don't think it is. And I look at guys' ages a lot. Like, you want it to line up, their peaks to line up as closely as possible. If you have a young developing core, like I love what they're doing with Zion in New Orleans, they're surrounding him with talent that's around his same age. They got a veteran in Drew Holiday, but around his same age. So these guys can come up together and peak together. I look at D'Angelo Russell. He seems like an old vet already. He's 22 years old. He's 22. You know where I like D'Angelo Russell? The New York Knicks. And I will tell you why. If the Knicks strike out on all the top free agents, but were to sign a guy like D'Angelo Russell on a reasonable deal, so I know it's not going to be $10 million, but like something a little bit less than max, let's say, 22-year-old to put with R.J. Barrett and Knox, and maybe Dennis Smith Jr. if they think he's a keeper, and all those kind of same-aged guys. What does D'Angelo Russell do? He can get his own shot, but he's not going to take it to the hole, right? That's okay. You got other guys on that team who can do that. He's going to distribute. He has excellent court vision, pinpoint passer, and he can shoot it. He's showing increasingly he can shoot it from the outside. He can get his own shot from the outside. So that is actually would show me signs of health from the Knicks. We're not going to overspend on someone who's not right. We're going to get a guy the same age as our core who can do some things that some of the other guys may not, who's a good fit, who's shown he can handle L.A., or has played in L.A., showed he can handle New York because they just did well in the playoffs, and with the injury, he stepped up. A team like the Knicks, that would say good things about the Knicks and even good things about D'Angelo Russell if those two got together.
Well, first of all, I disagree with you. But by the way, just a correction, minor correction. He's 23, he turns 24 in February. Let me say this to you about D'Angelo Russell, who averaged 21 and 7, shooting 37% from three-point range. He can ball. I like him with the Knicks, but I like him even more with the Lakers. Why? Because LeBron and AD are there. And when you talk about a guy like D'Angelo Russell, with his court vision, his ability to play the point guard spot, having now proved that he can hit a perimeter shot. You couple that, Jay, with the fact that who is he succeeding? A guy in Lonzo Ball, the former number 2 overall pick, just like D'Angelo was, who, by the way, was perfectly content dribbling the ball over half court, handing it to somebody else and going to hide in the corner, which has been my knock against Lonzo. I don't have any issue. I think his skill, he will continue to grow, and I got a lot of faith in him. I respect the young brother. My issue with him is his assertiveness, and Jay, I'm big on this. I pay attention to who you're going against. So when I look at Lonzo Ball, I don't just look at somebody that, okay, I need you to shoot more and be more assertive. I think about the fact that you passed up on Jason Tatum to get him. I think about the fact that you passed up on De'Aaron Fox to get him, Lauri Markkanen to get him, Dennis Smith Jr. to get him, Malik Monk to get him, Donovan Mitchell to get him, even though nobody had projected Donovan Mitchell to be
I think Lonzo's going to be better than most of those guys.
Not Donovan Mitchell, but here's the deal. All I'm saying is when you're that high of a pick, I expect you to step up and handle your business. D'Angelo Russell is doing that now. Now, so I'm looking at his ability to pass if he don't shot, but also the ability to spread the floor because he can hit perimeter shots, particularly when he's open. Clearly, the Lakers did not have that last year. Not with Lonzo, not with Rondo as your point guard. And even though LeBron has the ball in his hands a lot of times, if he finds cats, it's usually needs to be somebody that can drill a shot. Kuzma can drill a shot. D'Angelo Russell can drill a shot. And we know what AD can do on the perimeter or in the post. And LeBron is LeBron. I like D'Angelo better in L.A. than with the Knicks.
D'Lo is Lonzo Ball 2.0. right? Because he can shoot, he can pass, he can do all that. I think both of you guys are missing a major point with him going to LA, and I think LA is the best fit. The only question I have for LA is the maturity off the court.
Yes.
We've seen things that have happened here in New York, LaGuardia. We've seen things that happened back in the day. That's a different light that you're going to enter as a young man at this stage of your career, playing with LeBron and AD and that championship expectation. I will say this. I've tried to get you to Brooklyn Nets games multiple times this year, right? I think one of the things that they've done over there across the bay is that they've made it so conducive for him to take away all the distractions just to focus on basketball. Let's put this in perspective. He was an all-star this year, but he got voted in. He was a reserve. Victor Oladipo got hurt. That's how he got into the all-star game, right? So there still needs to be an element of him staying hungry. That's my only concern I get worried about. And I know LeBron can help him there to do that. The light that he's going to walk into, and then that hunger he needs to bring to the table. That's the only way it's going to work, especially when a championship is on the line.
I will never refute the notion that L.A. does have its distractions.
Yes, it does.
We do understand that. Just a couple. Just no question about that. The flip side is when you stink up the joint and you got time on your hands because your seasons end in April and nobody was expecting anything from you during the regular season because y'all weren't that good. It's entirely different than when the eye of the storm is on you because you got two of the top 5 players on the planet with championship expectations.
Winning
and
now.
Lakers lore is hovering over you. Suddenly, the business of basketball elevates in terms of priority. So believe it or not, as much as we just finished teasing D'Angelo Russell yesterday for getting caught in LaGuardia Airport for crying out loud with that nonsensical thing he tried to pull. But in the end, what it comes down to is that you got more to play for now in L.A., and I think that will help prioritize him.
Let me tell you what I don't like about the fit, and I'm really looking at it more from the team's point of view. The Lakers have some money. Not enough maybe to get a max contract star, but they got some money. I don't think D'Angelo Russell is such a premium over some good, solid vets where you could really flesh out the roster. And the Lakers had to trade everything to get the guys they have now. So they really need to flesh out the roster with some capable two-way players, instead of spending it all on a guy who's something, maybe a marginal all-star in a good year with some injuries to other guys. But the Knicks are different. The Knicks actually have a bunch of young, good, ascending players. So D'Angelo Russell fits in with that group better. And the Knicks have money to spend. It's not like, okay, now we're done with the money. No, that's some of the money. They still have more to spend so that, like what Jerry West used to do, You put together a good team, a good young team, and you wait and bide your time. And when the right free agent presents itself, not an injured KD who may not want to come, but the right free agent in his prime, like the way Kawhi is going to be this year, an MVP, the best player on a championship team in his prime guy shows up, then you say, look at this healthy franchise we're running over here.
Yeah, but the problem with
and then you sign that guy and you're over the top.
Yeah, but the problem with what you're saying is you're talking about he fits in with the nice young talent, and I'm saying he might get in their way. Dennis Smith Jr. is on the squad. Yep. R.J. Barrett, he's got some expectations. Kevin Knox obviously plays a different position. But what I'm saying is when you look at the young pieces that they already have in place, you don't necessarily need to spend that money on D'Angelo because D'Angelo is part of a quality situation in Brooklyn. Why take it from that to put him in a rebuilding situation if stars don't come to join the Knicks when instead you could go with the Lakers who don't have a point guard at all right now
Steven,
and go that route.
I'm not from the team's point of view.
Everybody on the Knicks needs the ball. Dennis Smith Jr. needs the ball. Kevin Knox can be a catch shooter, but he still needs the ball. R.J. Barrett needs the ball. You're going to add another element to that? That needs the ball? That's how D'Lo worked out.
What's Kuzma need? He's not a defender.
He's not a defender. I mean,
LeBron's going to have the ball. AD needs the ball.
I agree with you, but my thing is you have another facilitator when LeBron's off the court. You have somebody else to take the load off of LeBron sometimes to help.
I understand what you mean on paper. With Dennis Smith Jr., I agree with you. But when I look at Knox and I look at Barrett and I look at D'Angelo, I think that could fit and work. And the Lakers, I'm talking about from the team's point of view. If I'm the Knicks, to me, that says a healthy signing for the Knicks. For the Lakers, I don't see it as the same kind of healthy signing. I see it as a little bit desperate.
How about Phoenix? for D'Lo. I mean, I know it's not.
They desperately need a point guard.
They need a point guard badly. Him and Devin Booker. I know.
I'm
saying, but he's going to.
There are a lot of factors we got to take into consideration as far as where Russell will fit in best. But the Lakers did shoot 34% on catch and shoot threes last season. That's the worst in the NBA. Russell shooting 39% on such shots and made 234 total three-pointers, which is the most in Nets history. So something to keep in mind. All right, Jay Will sticking with us for more NBA free agency discussions. And we do have some breaking news surrounding the future of